Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. I'm Lucille and I hope everyone is in great health and spirits today. Now if you are new here, I ask that you take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you are returning, thank you so much. The other day, I watched an interview done by WikidFilms, who has a large following here on YouTube with over 1 million some subscribers. I've been subscribed to him for some time, but I've only watched music videos and wasn't aware of any interviews he's done. But I was familiar with the person they were interviewing, so I decided to watch this one. Terica Ellis, for those that don't know, is the woman that assisted Sweetie Pie's owner, Tim Norman, in the plot to murder his nephew, Andre Montgomery Jr. Andre was unalived in 2016, and Terica was paid $10,000 by Tim and was sentenced to 31 months for her role in the crime. So in this clip, she talks about how she met Tim and they had a friends with benefit relationship. Check it out.
Actually, I dealt with Tim for about 6 years, 6 to 7 years. And I was dancing at Bottoms Up in St. Louis. Right. And my homegirl, like me and a bunch of my homegirls, used to go down to St. Louis and dance from Memphis. Right. And my homegirl was talking to one of Tim's partners.
Which one, Bruce or?
Nah, not Bruce. No, this is like one of his like partners, like ain't on the front street. They used to be him, like or whatever. So they had like a grand opening for their Sweetie Pies and stuff like that, and it was like, I think they was like getting ready to open up. It was like years and years ago. I want to say it was about 2009, maybe 2009. Yeah. So we met or whatever, and so that's just how we got connected, and then we just like dealt with each other on and off for years.
So you went to the grand opening, you met him there?
No, I actually met him at the club.
Okay, yeah, because you said your friend was talking to one of his friends.
Yeah, and they all come in the club. You know how a group of guys come in the club and they throw money and spend money and connect. So we kind of connected like that. We, changed numbers. We'll link up, kick it, you know. Of course, he broke bread. Yeah. So it was kind of one of them things. I really didn't give a care what he had going on as long as he broke bread with me. Right. So it was kind of like one of those things. So over the years, we dated. Like, we stayed in contact. I moved around. He moved around. And we'll link up when we linked up. So that's kind of like our situation, like friends with benefits. So
okay,
like
gotcha. And then, so I know you said you had lived in St. Louis for a bit. So was that kind of like you were dealing with him when you was in St. Louis?
Well, actually, when I lived in St. Louis, it was more so, I was on my money mission. Right. I wasn't really locked down by nobody. Like, so St. Louis just was like, it was like my money trap. So I moved there and lived for a couple of years, and then I moved back home. I stayed in Atlanta, just kind of move around. You be one just new atmospheres. Right. So it's kind of like one of those things.
Now she talks about how Tim approached her about Andre, which I found to be strange because she mentioned that she was familiar with the family and the show that used to come on Oprah Winfrey's network. So with that being said, she would have known who Andre was at the time. But y'all watch this.
Money from him. His friends stole like $200,000 in money and jewelry from his mom's house. Right.
So you said he was trying to look for his nephew because he had took $200,000.
Like $200K in jewelry and money. He stole it from his mom, from Tim's mom.
Oh, damn.
Right. So he was like, you know how when you dealing with somebody, y'all just be talking about y'all life, y'all just talking about everything, you know. So just talking. So he was like, my little nutcase nephew, that ran off with some money, telling me what happened. So I was like, that's crazy. So he was like, matter of fact, he showed me a picture. He like, hey, you sound like, yeah. I met this little nigga a couple of weeks ago in the club. He was like, he was a rapper from Louisiana.
Damn.
And was asking me to do his video, be in his video and stuff. I was like, wow, this your nephew?
That's crazy.
So that's how that happened. So he was like, can you get in contact with him? I was like, he was just texting me. I'm sure I can text him on the number that he was texting me on. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do that for me or whatever. He was like, matter of fact, he was like, I'm going to give you 10 racks just for helping me because I need to get this money back for him. I know he ain't spent all of it.
Right.
I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I hit him up. He responded back. And so Tim was like, I bet. He was like, matter of fact, he was like, let's go. He was like, let's go to Walgreens. I'm going to get a burner phone and give you that. So I'm thinking that he going to take the burner phone and have me talk to him on it. Then he going to get it and he going to finish talking to him. Well, you know, whatever the case may be. That's what I'm thinking.
So
I'm thinking I done
really
did.
know what was going. You just, because you known him for a long time.
Yeah, so it's like, and then I never known him to be on no type of gangster stuff. Like he's, no, he wasn't on no gangster stuff. Like this a TV restaurant, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
You didn't know it was gonna go that far.
Exactly, definitely not. So it was like a kind of like thing to where, you know, from Memphis, we have family members that's crackheads, and you know, or just like badass family members that, like, I had a nephew that stole from me. He stole like $900 and hid it at my mama's house. So me and me and his mom went and picked him up from school and beat his ass and made him tell us. He still didn't tell us where the money is, so we threatened to call the police on him. And he told, so it was like, I'm thinking it's a situation like this, like, but it's 200 and something K, like this different. You know, these TV people, like this a whole nother level.
Like he broke into the house and took
exactly. So this a whole nother level. So I'm thinking like, yeah, like I would want to get my money back too.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm thinking. So he asked me, so like I said, he asked me to text with him and stuff. So then he ended up saying he need to go handle some business and was like, find out where he gonna be at later. So I'm like, cool. So I'm texting with him or whatever. Tim asked me to find out where the nephew would be later because he had some business he needs to handle. Or whatever. So boom, I'm texting with him, and so I'm at the mall. He like, I'm getting ready for my video shoot. He like, can you pick up me a pair of pants or something? I was like, cool. That would secure me knowing where he was gonna be at anyways. So I get the pants and I tell Tim, you know, I relate everything to him, what was going on. So I tell him like, okay, so I'm finna go take him the pants. He like, bet. He was like, call my partner because I'm out of pocket. Call my partner. He'll know what to do.
And with the partner, that ended up being the other dude that was on the case.
That ended up being the dude that killed him.
Okay.
So he like, call my partner. You know what I'm saying? Give him the address. So I do that. So the partner tell me, let me know when you finna pull up. I'm like, okay, boom. I let him know I'm finna pull up. I pull up. Dre comes to the car and he get the pants. Boom, he like, what you about to do? I'm like, shit, I'm about to go back home to Memphis or whatever. He was like, boom, appreciate that. You know
so this
what
was
I'm
at the
saying?
studio where he was
This
at,
is at the studio where he was at. He was like, boom, appreciate that. I was like, all right, take care. I pull off. I make it to the light. I heard gunshots.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Now, she said she heard shots when she drove off, and the honest thing to do would be to go to the police if that was all you were paid to do was to find him. And to add, St. Louis is not that big, so I don't think it would have been hard finding Andre, in my opinion. But let's keep moving forward.
All right, take care. I pull off. I make it to the light. I heard gunshots.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, what the fuck? But then this was on Natural Bridge. You always hear
gunshots on
Natural Bridge. Like, my little girl used to be a cheerleader on the team, and they used to practice in that park, and gunshots gonna pop off. This Natural Bridge, this the hood. This North, you know what I'm saying, North St. Louis. Like, this the hood. This where Sexy Red from.
Yeah,
this
sure.
the hood, you hear me?
Right.
So I'm like, hold up, shit. But it didn't feel right. So I called Tim. I'm like, I just heard gunshots. He like, go home, go home. Don't say nothing to nobody. Go home. I'm like, what the fuck? At this point, my heart beating faster than a motherfucker. But see, I had a dude at the time. And like me and my dude was living together, everything. So I called my dude like when I pulled out from the hotel with Tim, when we was on the way to go get the phones, I called my dude and told him everything that was going on and asked him for his advice. He was like, you trust the nigga? I was like, I've been fucking with the nigga for years. He ain't never been on no bullshit, like, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, we thinking he really trying to get the money.
Right, because if you know, and
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
That's
for
a
real.
lot of money.
Whew, that's
not nothing to just be like,
yeah. So that's a lot of money. So I'm thinking like he want his money. I'm thinking like maybe he'll have him followed or something. You know what I'm saying? Lay low, follow him. Find out, you know what I'm saying, roll up on them, you know what I'm saying, like, man,
scare them, try to
make them, you know what I'm saying, let me get that, you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm thinking, that's where my mind going.
I think anybody will think like that.
So that's what my mind, but when I called him, and he tells me, don't say nothing to nobody, and go home, I was already going home anyway.
And you being from Memphis,
but
you know what that means.
I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. So I get home, he told me to get rid of the phone too. He told me to get rid of the phone.
You already know. But stop right there. By you being from Memphis, when you get to hearing all this,
so
you like, oh, this some other shit.
So I called my dude. I'm on my way home. How did you when I get home? Right? At this point, I did 100 getting to Memphis. You hear me?
Yeah.
I had a little Acura. I did 100 getting to Memphis.
And you come from St. Louis.
Exactly. So I get home. I probably made it to Memphis in about 3 hours.
Yeah, I bet.
You hear me? So I made
beating the whole
Was that her dude or was that her pimp? Also keep in mind, court documents revealed she had a low IQ. No shade.
So you get home to your dude mad. So y'all look on the news, nephew dead.
Right.
So till you throw the phones away, when do you get in that process, in that 2-week process, like did you hear from him again?
Of course, I end up, like I said, I had already had plans to go to LA, like within probably like a week after
you said
happened.
you was planning to close.
Right, so I had already was on, you know what I'm saying? So I get to LA and I meet up with him at the restaurant, but I got my mom and my daughter with me, so I know you ain't gonna do nothing with me. We in a public restaurant. We was like at this real popular seafood restaurant. So we sit down, we ain't talk about nothing. I think he just was trying to feel my vibe, you know, because that's the only time I saw him. And I was in LA probably a week with my mom. Then we going to visit the beaches downtown, just excuse me. Ooh, no, vacationing and business, because I had to get a whole lot of inventory and stuff. Excuse me. So after that, I didn't talk to Tim for a while.
What's a while?
Probably a few months.
Okay.
But he contacted me and he told me stay out of St. Louis. He was like, stay out of St. Louis. But how you expect to get somebody $10,000 and put them in a predicament like that and think they supposed to be able to? That's where I made my money at, St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect me to stay out of St. Louis. Matter of fact, I don't even think it was no couple months. It probably was probably a month or so later, But he hit me up. He was like, stay out of St. Louis. You got a warning for questioning on your name. He was like playing the case close. By him being the uncle, he knew every details and everything that was going on with the case.
Because they coming to him.
Because they coming to him and the mom. You know what I'm saying? They coming to him. And the mama was already telling him, talk to him about any and everything anyways. Like, as far as that's how he knew Dre was even in St. Louis. Because the mom told him. But see, I didn't find out all of this until after I got arrested. So it's a lot I didn't find out until the feds picked me up.
So you going by your life, and people don't know how stressful this thing hanging over your head. You see what I'm saying? Like, people say you thinking about it every day. Every day. Police car, you see a car, you thinking they finna come. You know what I'm saying? Like,
In my opinion, $10,000 just to find someone is a bit extreme. Finding someone is light work. So she goes on to say how time passed and she got into another relationship and had another baby. However, Tim still watched her every move on social media. She goes on to say that in 2019, an incident happened at her home. Listen to her.
St. Louis, and he called mad. At this point, he was furious. Like, didn't I tell you to stay out of St. Louis? I'm like, this fuck nigga. Like, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I get back home to Memphis, and I had someone come into my house. Somehow my garage got broken, and someone came into my house. I was in the bathroom getting ready to take my daughter to the doctor. And I looked up, and it was a man standing in my bathroom door with a hoodie on and a gun pointed at me. I was like, I just started talking to God. I can't even tell you. It was like it was replaying in my head.
So afterwards, she moved away and Tim continued to watch her on social media. And at this point in time, it was the seed pandemic. Here she talks about when the feds picked her up and what Miss Robbie said to her.
Of course, old boy watches everything I do on social media. So he DM'd me and he was like, I see you in Mississippi. At this point, he's in Mississippi. He's in Jackson, Mississippi, posted up. So he hit me up or whatever, and I'm like, yeah. So he like pull up on the restaurant and come see me, right? So I go and see him at the restaurant. So when I go see him at the restaurant, he was acting like he was just so happy to see me. So he called his mom and was like, guess who here, or whatever. And he like Alexis. Mind you, that's
your alias.
That's my dance name.
Okay.
Alexis is my dance name. So I'm like, why would he tell her Alexis when Alexis is who they was looking for,
right?
With the situation with his nephew,
right?
So I'm like, at this point I'm thinking she had something to do with it, cause I'm like. And she was so happy to talk to me like she not be like that. Like, I only seen you a couple times at your restaurant.
Right.
Like, be for real. So, boom. I say something to him about it. I said, you know, what's going on with the situation? I've never said nothing to him since the day that it happened.
Yeah, because you kind of spooked and you just
I've never said that. So, this time, I said something to him. I said, he was like, oh, everything good. Like, it's over with. He like, everything good, it's over with. So I'm like, okay. I go back home or whatever. Literally a few weeks later, I heard boom, 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 boom at my door. I'm like, who is it? It's the FBI. I said, you got the wrong house. They like, no. We got a warrant for your arrest, Terica Ellis. Open up.
That's crazy. Was your kids home when this happened?
My heart dropped. My heart dropped. My kids was home. It was just me and my kids, of course. And they was like asking about my phone and stuff. Like, where your phone and stuff at? Get dressed. You coming with us? Call somebody to get your kids. So I had my baby call my mom. And she called my mom. She was like 16. So my oldest was 16 and my little baby was 2. And so they took me down to, I was staying in Olive Branch. So they took me to like one of the police precincts in Mississippi. Oh my God, I was like petrified. So one of the detectives was in the back and he was talking to me. And he was just like, you know, we see you doing this, we see you doing this. So he started bringing up like outfits my baby had on stuff. So I said, that must have
just
cost
letting you know that they've been watching you the whole time.
Let me know they've been watching me.
Wow. Did he say how long he was watching you for?
They didn't say how long. They didn't say how long. Yeah.
Basically, Tim gave her name to the feds and told her everything was good, and weeks later, she was picked up by the feds. She stated she was facing 20 years and that she had no idea about any life insurance policies. When Tim was sentenced to life plus 20 years, she was released on time served. But what I found disgusting is what the interviewer had to say about Tim. And y'all, listen to this.
Exactly, like, cause like he really was my friend. Like, he really put me up on a lot.
Yeah, he definitely was that type of person. Yeah,
like I'm talking about, I can call him and he gonna send me that money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like I said, he was once told me about the fashion district in LA to go get the clothes and stuff. So like, yeah, like nah, I wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt. You know what I'm saying?
And just to go off what I see, you know what I'm saying, from him. I still think he was I think he was a good person. I think he has a temper problem, what I think.
He does. He got a temper problem for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. I feel like his emotions got too much of him at that time. And and he just, probably react to it. You know what I'm saying?
But I felt like it was messed up because give me a choice.
For sure.
Yeah. Give me a choice.
That's where the problem comes in.
That part right there.
Give me a choice.
Because
that's me and my cool with
people,
it.
It's people out here that are okay with that.
Exactly.
Beyond okay with that.
It's a bunch of shysty chicks out here that would have loved to do it with no problem.
They would have did it themselves.
And I'm sure they wouldn't even got caught. Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And had I been on that, I wouldn't have got caught neither. I wouldn't have gave this man my information. I gave him my information. I text him my information. That is how, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a person who knows that they setting somebody up, not finna give you that information. They're not finna talk to you on their real phone and go get a burner phone later.
Right.
Come on, man. Make it make sense. But again, to each their own. If people feel how they feel, you got that to do. That's on you. That's a personal problem. But God say, don't judge. Mm-hmm. And be careful. Like I tell people, don't find yourself in a situation you can't get out of.
Man.
Mm-hmm. Don't find yourself in a situation. And you can't point no finger at nobody because we all sin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just be grateful that you ain't been put in no predicament like this. And I thank God that I came out the way I did. And like I said, he opened my eyes to a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he also changed me mentally because I was about go get me some money. Do you know what I'm saying? Do it. Go get your money. Like now, I know all money ain't good money. Because that $10,000 almost cost me my life. Yeah. And it definitely cost me time with my family. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally was only home 7 days and lost my mom. My mom died in my arms.
Man, I'm sorry.
I only got to spend 7 days with my mom. Such stuff for 7 days.
Anyone that sets someone up, especially a blood relative, to be unalived is not a good person. And this is not to be glamorized in no form or fashion. Someone's life was taken behind this foolishness. Now, my condolences goes out to Andre's mother and his siblings and the rest of his close friends and family. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments and whether or not y'all believe her. Thank you so much for watching me. And until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.